Hello to everybody out there in Britball world. We are back.
We are back with a video.
Yes,
Yes.
Hope everyone's having a great bank holiday weekend. Had a great bank holiday weekend. It's been an interesting weekend of football.
It's still sunny outside.
Say that.
It's
That too.
It's still sunny outside. That's the thing that's getting me now. Like these shows are starting, and it's like it'll start with natural light, and then as the evening goes on, the pineapple will come on, the light will go on. Evening, Simon. Thank you for joining us.
Evening, Simon. But
bro, what is going on in Britball right now? What's happening?
Britball now. There's been a lot of games a lot of comebacks. That's for sure. Teams that actually the comebacks probably this week were probably the best part of Britball this weekend. To be honest, the North, the Premiership North
precluding.
Is...
Well, that's what I was going to say. Without precluding much of the show, are we seeing a changing of the guard in the North? Is the old regime falling, or is this literally just a blip?
I'm gonna go with a blip for now.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with a blip for now. If it happens two times in a row, then it can't be denied to per se that it potentially could be, with a lot of changes happening here and there. It's not. Actually, you know what? I need to stop jumping on the bush. There's not a change of the guard at the moment.
Okay.
One game doesn't mean that a change of the guard is happening as of yet.
One game does not a trend make. Evening, Adam. No. Evening, Jimmy. Josh. Right. Okay. So you're not going to be so quick to say it's the beginning of the end.
No, because we can't jump on the band. We can't jump on it. We can't do what we usually do. Why
not?
We see one, because I'm trying to change the way that I look at things now. Because
this is what we do, though. We take 1 week trends and we take them as gospel, and then we just take them all and we run with it. We're like, right, it's over, they're done. These guys are terrible now, and then the next week they're back.
Yeah, it is.
You just got a text from your landlord getting evicted.
No. So obviously there is something that BAFA are trying to do, which obviously I will talk about right now.
Are they ever trying to do anything?
Yeah, they are. So I did have a discussion with Rory yesterday at the Warriors Aztecs game, and it seems that BAFA are trying to get Prem teams to put player stats on League Republic now. So that
it's the blue milk turning sour whilst the phoenix rises from the ashes. Just keep a note. So if we're going to call the beginning of the end, we got to wax poetically. Apparently, is what Adam's saying.
Apparently so. So when it does come to the thing, then we will talk about it. But so BAFA are trying to get the Prem teams to update League Republic with player stats, so that there's more. So there's a bit more information going out on different teams. And
so that way it's more engaging, because like, don't get me wrong, like there is such a thing as too many stats. Tibbs, welcome. There is such thing. Like I am massively into baseball, and I've been getting more and more into baseball as the years have gone on, like in the last sort of 2-3 years.
Yeah.
I have fallen down fucking rabbit holes when it comes to baseball stats. Like, you turn into Rain Man trying to read some of the shit. And there's, like, with baseball, I feel like there might be too many stats. Like, fantasy football is sort of what led me into it. Because, like, fantasy football, there's a massive amount of stats that you can get into where you start breaking down things based on, like, EPA and like CPOE and things like that. And you get into all the fucking every anagram under the sun, where it's like it's a sentence like this long, and they've just taken and they've broken it down into an anagram, and it's, but when you have no stats whatsoever, like we currently have, we have like
minuscule.
You know, you might get a message from someone that'll say X player threw for so and so amount and then ran for so and so amount. But at the moment, you get ad hoc stats here and there. Like if there was actually like a consistent, like hell, just make an incentive for teams that, you know, I don't know, you pay someone 20 quid on game day and they are your official stat keeper, like for the game. Like that's your stat, like, you know.
That's true.
Or something. Like if we could get like official stat crews for even just starting with the Prem. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there we go. So as Tibbs is saying, he prays for the day all Uniball teams give stats and not just OBU and Northumbria. Absolutely. If we could get actual stats, because then it would stop being so based around opinion and
we will have more information that to work
and
off
and reflexory, like, oh, these guys lost, so these guys, like, we can do away with Britball maths. Like, we could get rid of A beat C, but B beats C, like A beat B, B beat C, but C beat A, so they're all good or not good. Like, we could get rid of that. So Simon's saying that they have an official stat keeper for offense and defense. Badfish are involved with uniforms. Cheetahs versus Nice looks so scruffy with all the mismatched uniforms, meant to be top level of British football. Can't upload into League Republic though because it claims we have no players. You don't exist, Simon. Once you get past the Tamar River, people just don't exist anymore.
The thing is, with the Vanguard, obviously, you lot are doing it right. You lot are trying to make sure that you lot have everything on point, which is kind of fair to see. You got stats people, you know, you're doing, so far we can see that you're doing everything. But I guess if you have to upload players onto the BAFO, the League Republic, I don't know how that actually works with the rosters on there, to be honest. So that will always be something difficult to figure out. But,
and the other thing is, it's like having like teams tracking stats and stuff. It's always going to be like, because they're always probably going to have like one person. Having one person track stats is fine, but one person is fallible. Like one person misses stuff, and like I'm of the opinion that you really should. Yeah, stats. We don't have teams who want any content for them on game day. Teams are asked by league to do it. Teams are actively choosing not to. It's because like to accurately track stats, I reckon you need multiple people. I reckon you need probably a crew of 2 or 3.
You need one. You need one person doing offense, one person doing defense, and then one of them 2 doing special teams. You can't just have one person doing the whole entire game. That's
or you have the 3 that operate doing offense together and they collaborate and they say, right, that was 10-yard pass, yes, 10-yard pass, right. But you can't just do it with one player per team. Like officially, if like at the Prem level, if the BAFA wants the Prem teams to be doing it, they need to be providing the resource so it's done. It should come from BAFA to be. So that way it's being done impartially, if you get what I'm saying.
Done correctly as well, yeah.
Yeah, so Guy at Bristol has been doing it. So there we go. We got a lot of big ups for the Bristol stat man. Your opponents would have more information too. It's mandatory or nothing. Uni level teams have stats, but keep them private. Yeah, so that's the thing. It's stats are good because it's the opponent has more information. But the thing is, it's not like they don't have the film anyway.
Yeah, you have to game share now. You have to game share, so everyone's seeing what it is. Unless you're changing players' numbers from what their game film was, what they were in one game,
like week to week. Yeah, and the thing is, the most serious players are not changing their numbers week to week.
So it's sort of like it's obviously a great thing that BAFA are pushing for this now, because it just makes it a bit more interesting, and at least then somewhere down the line someone could eventually potentially maybe even start a BAFA fantasy league, which is kind of crazy for that to even say, but that would make things a bit more interesting.
There are not 100 Britballers that are beating a gorilla. I will tell you right now. Like we're gonna go into this.
No, we're not.
That gorilla. Because the thing is, that first Britball is going to go forward, and he's going to get his fucking spine snapped like a cheese string, immediately 80 people are gone.
There we go. I just realized why that came up. Thanks, Matthew.
No, the 80 Britballers are not beating the gorilla. Like it's that gorilla is beating cheeks.
It's
like
true.
He is beating. No.
The thing is, Stat sharing is going to become mandatory, and I'll be happy if when it does become mandatory that it has to be done, that it has to be uploaded, because more information means that a lot more teams could potentially prepare for certain things. And if a DB is going to be against a team's top receiver, the team defense might actually switch around and make one player cover that up. It will bring a bit more interest into a game.
I
Let's
don't
see
think I
what
don't think
actually happens.
stats I don't think stats change anything in terms of preparation in any way that film already doesn't provide. If that makes, like, on a team to team preparation sort of thing. Like no one is sitting down watching the film and then is going like away and going, oh shit, number 88 on so and so team has got 300 receiving yards on the season through 4 games. Oh fuck, I didn't see him on the film at all. We better cover him. Like, that's not fucking happening. Like,
Obviously,
if you've got 300 receiving yards through 4 games, they are seeing you on the film. So I don't get this idea behind, like, oh, we don't want to share stats, like it gives our opponents an advantage. Just like, no, it fucking doesn't.
You're seeing
like,
it on film. You are seeing it already. So there shouldn't be that much.
Share stats. Stats should be mandatory.
It.
I will die on that hill that stats should be, like, they should be so important as part of the game that BAFA, like, in terms of having like BAFRA with the fucking separate refs association, they should have BAFSA. They should have fucking like, or BASA or whatever. There should be a British American Stats Association, like BAFSA, British American Football Stats Association. They should fucking be there. There should be like mandated stat crews, because it makes it so much fun. And Adam has said Britball needs to be reaching out to the neurodivergent community, because yes, us neurospicy people, we fucking love a stat. We absolutely love a stat. Like, there has been so many times when I've been getting ready for fantasy football, like drafts and things like that, when Joe's come up and knocked on the door and been like, are you coming to bed? And I'm like, yeah, give me like 10 minutes. And she's like, you've said that 4 hours ago, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Because I've been sitting there fucking like poring over yards per route run and yards per team pass attempt and all this sort of shit, like getting into the granular of it. So yeah, it's in a different way, but we will see how the developments happen over time. And if BAF is going to mandate it, they have to support it.
Yeah,
like if they're going to tell teams you have to be uploading stats to League Republic, then they have to be supporting. Like, they can't just fucking dictate a rule out and be like, do this, and not give some way to help. So
or even the email with the stats have to be sent out by X, Y, and Z. It has to be sent out by the end of Monday, so it can be uploaded Tuesday or whatever. Because then
help teams do it. Help teams do it. It's for the benefit of the game. More stats is more things to interest people. It's more eyes on the game. It's better for it.
Yeah.
Should we get into the games?
Yes, we will get into week 5, but I'm going to go over the pundits' week 5 results.
Oh, so
we had 16 games on yesterday.
Please, as long as I hit 500, as long as I got 8.
Plus, obviously the game on Saturday. So,
was it 16 yesterday? Was it 17 total games?
It was 15 games. It was 15 games yesterday, 6 and the one on Saturday. Cool. So, with 6 out of 10 correct, 6 out of 16 correct, we have Oz himself.
Yeah, mate. I'm all over the season. I'm all over the place.
You are absolutely stinking the place. I don't know,
mate.
what
I
you're
am.
doing.
I don't even care anymore.
It's looking bad. Then we have, with 9 out of 16, Nana has got 9 correct. Then we have 10 out of 16, myself and Chris.
Sean. Sean got it this time. Yeah,
and Sean is 11 out of 16. Sean is leading the pack ridiculously. And he's odd.
I feel like that song lyrics, and I'm just going to ignore it.
Okay. But that was the results from the pundits' predictions. it's not looking good for us.
Mate,
he
well,
has-
okay. In my defense, I'm just gonna have a quick look out of the.
You have been over 500 once.
Yeah, no, I know.
Once, yeah.
So I just want to have a look out of the what? So we got 6 out of the 6. Yeah, out of the 16 games.
Yeah.
How many upsets were like? You know, I got 6, but how did the community do? So, so 1 upset there, 2 upsets there, 3 upsets there.
I'd say there's what?
So we had that was a hiding.
1.
4 upsets.
The community sort of picked right.
Yeah, 4 upsets. There was four upsets based on the community. So yeah, maybe I just need to start picking favorites.
All right.
Stop going for the underdogs.
Yes, you need to.
That would have been 12 to 16 if I just picked the favorites.
Yeah, true. We're going to start off with the Southwest Division 2. We had Hereford Stampede 35, Swindon Storm 6. A beating. If I'm not correct, they played a couple of weeks back and
the Storm won it.
Yeah. But there was a post on Facebook that has really got me wondering, because apparently there was 13 seconds left in the game and there was a punt returned for like 98 yards.
Right.
And there's no video proof. I want to see the video proof to see. Oh, there is only pictures, and pictures do tell a big story. But could you believe that in that game that it probably happened with 13 seconds left to go?
We're talking about the guy covered what 90 meters or 90 yards.
Yes.
90 yards in 13 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to discount it. I'm not going to. First game was 14-0 to Hereford. See, right?
Oh.
I thought it was 14-7 to the Storm. If I'd known that, if I'd been on it,
you would have.
I would have.
Hereford, sir?
Yeah, no, because I thought the Storm beat them last time, which is why I picked the Storm this time around. If I'd paid attention, I would have picked Hereford. I'm not going to sit there and disparage somebody and say like, oh, there's no way that you did that, because I don't know. Like the thing is that we've got some athletes in Britball. We've got some. I've seen, like, I've played with guys both overseas and in the UK that have covered ground quicker than I could have thought, and they are faster in pads than out of pads. So all I would say is that's a feat and a half to do like 90 yards in 13 seconds. So I'd love to see the video of it. I'd love to see the video just to fucking applaud the dude.
Because it sounds like it was a great game. Well, not for Swindon, but Hereford are looking to go back into a right track. Now, in that same division, we had the rematch between Cornwall Monarchs versus Plymouth Vanguard, and the game ended 16-7 to the Vanguard. The Vanguard have done the double over Cornwall.
The Pesty Bowl.
And the community picked very well because 82% went with Plymouth. So it does make things a bit more, easier, I guess. I guess that division could potentially be called that it's between Hereford and Plymouth, potentially. I'll be interested to see how that game will go out between those two. What do you think?
I mean, like, Plymouth are an interesting case this year, because we sort of bought into the hype that from all of the marketing that they did last year and everything, and we were drinking the Kool-Aid coming into this year, and they're not just sort of walking the Div 2. So I think it will be a very, very interesting matchup.
I agree. But we're going to move on to Division 2. We had one game in this division, and it was Oxford Saints versus Ouse Valley Eagle. Oxford Saints won 26-6. big win for the Saints for sure. I don't think any of us actually. Yeah, Chris and Sean went for the Saints. Everyone else went for Ooze Valley.
I had Ooze. I had Ooze.
So did I.
Yeah. Again, this is another one that with the Saints. Like it's time to start it's time to start sort of giving the Saints a little bit of respect because they were the whipping boys for the past couple of years in Div 1.
Yeah.
They've dropped down, but just because they've dropped down doesn't mean that they're not, a quality team. So might have to recalibrate my opinion and give them a little bit more respect.
Well, you have been saying that they were a Div 2 team for a while. They just unfortunately had to be stuck in Division 1 and just be beaten down on a consistent basis every single game, which we now see that they are in the right spot. They are where they need to be. Oh, there's a lot of hate between Plymouth and Cornwall, and that should be a content for the years to come if you know the history.
I think that's supposed to say that should be content for years if you know the history of the coaches. Yeah, I know a few of the people associated with Plymouth, and yes, there is no love lost between those two teams. At some levels, some of the people on either sides like legitimately hate each other. Like there is hatred, but there is hatred between certain people on either sides of those sidelines. So it will be it's always going to be a tetchy game between them because there's just bad blood on both sides.
Wow. Okay. Soon as that's done, we're going to go up to Division 2 Midlands. Now, I got a shock around 3 p.m. yesterday. I love this. That's fair. That is fair.
Yeah. Can't be years to come. They're not going to be in that league for that long. So at least this year and maybe next.
Yeah. So Division 2 Midlands, we had Lee Miners versus Lincolnshire Buccaneers. Now we got a message.
What happened in this? Jesus,
I want to know. So from what I read, at around 3 p.m., 3:30, because the Warriors game hadn't kicked off because it kicked off late. We got a message that Lee Miners were 18-0 up on Bucks, which we were just like, oh, big change. What is going on here? Just to find out that second half, the Buccaneers obviously took control and dominated the second half to make it 35. What happened in this game? Anyone that was there could give us a bit of information. I would love to know, did the Lee Miners just crumble in the second half? Or
I think it's probably more the Bucks. I reckon I would take a hazard and I would say that the Bucks probably underestimated them to start with because
they thought it was going to be a walkover, didn't they?
Lee have not been great. Yeah, there we go. We thought it was going to be a walkover. That was what I was assuming, that they essentially turned up to the game thinking that they were just going to whoop them, and then they got a little bit of a shock, and then realized they had to get their ass into gear, and then that's why we still ended up with quite a convincing finishing scoreline, because that was my assumption, was the fact that they kind of turned up thinking it was just going to be a walk in the park and they wouldn't have to do anything. Because they've provided a lot of entertainment over the years and stuff, but they just haven't really been that very good. They're a very mid-level. They're a mid-level Div 2 team, and Lancashire are proving to be a good Div 2 outfit. So yeah, they just went there, underestimated them, and were good enough. And that's the thing. Like, if you get stuck in these positions where you do underestimate a team, and I think we'll talk about one of those games very shortly. It's being able to right the ship, and not everybody does. Not everybody does right the ship. And as Matt said, coming back from behind finds character. Great week. Great for this week's game against Leicester, and that's going to be a tough game against the Panthers.
Yeah, so, it will be. That'll probably be the winner of that division. Will probably come from. It's one of those two teams. And talking about underestimating your opponent. Division 2 North. I didn't see this coming. I'm gonna be honest with you. Wakefield District Raiders 18, Darlington Steam 13. I think majority of us went with the Steam for this game. Everyone apart from Sean.
HMP Wakey, baby. HMP Wakey. Mate, what is happening in Darlington? What the fuck is happening in Darlington?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure last year they put 50 on Wakey.
Yeah, comfortably as well. So what has changed? And I believe Darlington aren't even. What are they? They are 2 and 3, I believe. 2 and 1, or 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Jesus, there's too many things. Darlington are 3 and 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Wakefield are 2 and 1.
I think they might have had a big old exodus. Nothing's been confirmed. I haven't spoken to anybody about it, but I think they might have had a big old exodus, and they are not doing well.
Fair, but in that same division, Humber Warhawks just relaxed and put 49 points onto Doncaster Mustangs. Your good old buddies are
what Humber, mate?
No, Doncaster.
Humber. No, I back Humber.
They are your friends.
No. They are my charity case, and they are like my They're like my Make-A-Wish child. Like I want them. I want them to be better. I want good things for them, but they are. Steam were kind of small squad last year, so could have lost 3/4 of the guys and not recruited well.
That's not good.
Yeah, no, Doncaster are like my Make-A-Wish child. Like I want good things for them, but I know there's just doom and gloom in their future. Yeah, they're staring down the barrel of a stage 4 diagnosis, and I just want the rest of their life to be good for how short that it is.
But I do feel bad for Doncaster, and there's nowhere for them to go. They just stay where they are, and it's bad. But we move on to Division 1. Now, we definitely had it wasn't an upset, but it was a very shocking result, especially how, I guess, the win came. South Wales Warriors 18, Solent Thrashers 17. So from what I heard is that Solent were up. They were leading this game by quite a bit, and they lost it. What did
I get? I got some stats from the game.
Oh, thank you.
So fumble in a 4-minute drill with a 6-point lead, just over 2 minutes left. South Wales scored immediately and respond. And then they were if they just held on to the ball, they were going to be able to kneel out the game.
Oh God!
But they didn't. They fumbled it. Missed a field goal by about a foot in the second. But apparently the posts are like 10 yards behind the end zone. So if they were in the right place, that would have been good. But the person I spoke to doesn't want to make excuses. They weren't good enough in a few places to win. 40% efficiency on offense is below what you need to win against a good outfit.
Wow.
So we've just been Scuba Steve has said that Steam head coach quit yesterday. Now, is that a new head coach that they had this year, or is it the same head coach that they had last year? Because I know who the head coach was last year, and do you remember he got ejected from one of the games last year?
What? I don't. Oh.
It was either last year or the year before. It was either last year or the year before. In the last 2 years, he got ejected. He got ejected from one of the games.
Oh,
but this one, yeah. So essentially, it's they made too many mental errors, and South Wales capitalised, and Solent weren't able to come back. South Wales are an interesting case because I've never massively I remember when they were in the Prem,
yeah.
How many 10 years ago now.
It's been a while. It has been a very long time since they've
and then they've kind of just languished in Div 1 for the past sort of like post COVID.
So
But in the past 2 or 3 years,
they've done pretty well.
They've been starting to. I mean, strong performances against the Aztecs. They just beat the Thrashers. Do we have to start putting some respect?
Well,
some
they
respect
were
on their name.
They were a playoff team last year. They lost to Rushmore to obviously get to that promotion game. So they were one game away. They were technically one game away to potentially get promoted back up. But I do remember last year they were a very small squad. So unless they have recruited a lot of players, and also last year against that Rushmore game, some of their players were on holiday because they had booked it beforehand, and I guess they didn't expect to make playoffs last year. So that one was a very interesting one. So maybe we should respect should get.
I think they deserve it. I think South Wales has earned a little bit of respect from us. We haven't really given them much. I've been quite critical of them. So yeah, I think South Wales.
That
has
true,
earned.
Chris. They did beat the Olympians last year. The Olympians did travel to them, and they did lose. I do remember that. Yeah.
So okay, I'm gonna start putting some respect on South Wales' name, and you'll probably see that coming forward in my picks. So with the way that things have been going this season, expect South Wales to take a turn for the worse.
Dive, yep, because
when I start backing a team, they start doing poorly.
Boy, next we go to Division 1 East, where we have Kent Exiles 12, London Olympians 15. This was actually a lot closer than I would have thought.
This is a lot closer than it would be assumed based on the fact that 84% of people picked the O's to beat the Exiles.
Yeah. And from what we know is that the Exiles don't have their starting two quarterbacks. They're not number one and number two. So obviously they had their third string in the game playing, but I guess their scheme works very well and is good enough. But I guess defensively, Olympians just had that edge to beat them, to hold off.
I can imagine this game was like a very unpretty slugfest style game of just ugly run the ball down your throat football. Yeah. And that's just, I'm just making an assumption here. I don't actually know, but just
the only thing that's shocking to me why the score I'm shocked that it's so close is that if I'm correct, London Olympians they have a QB that obviously played out in Europe as well. I think for Barcelona Dragons when the ELF had just started back up. So I assumed that that would change a lot of things, but no, good fight though. I have to admit, it's a good matchup. That division does look a bit interesting to see how that's gonna go. But obviously, there is only the two top teams, which we will talk about next in the next game. East Kent Mavericks 31, Colchester Gladiators 16.
I was believing in the plucky Colchester man, and it's done me wrong. Like it's time to sort of face the music that maybe I should stop picking teams that have been newly promoted.
Yeah, but why do you do that?
I have no idea. I like Colchester. I had some friends that played for them. I think they're a good outfit. I was hopeful, I suppose, and I don't know. I guess I'm kind of bored of East Kent. I've got a little bit of a personal vendetta at East Kent just because their ground is fucking shit. And I blew my knee out and missed pretty much 3/4 of the 2015 season because of the ground, where I stepped in a pothole while making a tackle and fucked my MCL completely. So
they play.
That was like week. That was week 2. That was week 2, and I didn't return. Yeah, that was like week 2, and I didn't return until like the last game of the regular season before playoffs. So I missed 90% of the regular season.
Jesus,
yeah,
that's mad. But looking at that division, London Olympians are 3-0. East Kent Mavericks are 1-1. No, unless this hasn't been updated, they are currently sitting 1-1. but I'm guessing that it probably has. So they should be sitting 2-1
I
potentially.
think it should be 2-1. Yeah,
They should be 2-1. Obviously, Kent Exiles will be 1-2. Or one. I don't know. If it's not updated, it's actually quite annoying. Adam,
like I said, like I said, Adam, like I said, 2015 season, like that's 10 years ago. All right, Adam's sitting there, like I have my demons, bro. Like it's a long time ago.
But that get
the Mavs are 1-1.
1-1. Okay, so they've only played 2 games. Fair enough. But there was one highlight in this game that I just saw on Instagram before the stream started, of the QB hurdling a DB standing clear up.
Wow.
I will definitely drop that into. Oh yeah, it was a player hurdled. I don't know if it was the QB or not, but looking at the stat chart, it looks like it was the QB because he was nice and he was big, and I was just very shocked and didn't know that the QBs could get that high when they're about 6'1", over a human being standing up very high. So good on to them. Definitely a big highlight for that game. It wasn't the QB. Who was it then, Adam? Because I saw that and I was very, very shocked.
So the Mavs are 1-1, Exiles are 1-1, and it wasn't
Olympians
QB that are hurdling people.
There we go.
It's the
receiver. Okay, fair play.
Right, let's move on because we're already 37 minutes in.
Yeah. North Division 1 North, Midlands. We had Norfolk Knights 20, Staffordshire Surge 0. Free.
Yeah, they got some points. They kicked the field goal.
I'm not. We both picked the Norfolk Knights to win this game. I think everyone did.
Bro, I am dangerously close to
joining Norfolk Knights.
Jumping all in on the bandwagon for Northants and just literally saying like undefeated season into playoffs. Like I'm dangerously close, man.
Like I guess we'll give it one more game and then you'll jump on that bandwagon.
The hype is real, man. The hype is real.
Yeah, I guess you want to see if you can get some more. You can get some free merch, eh?
I ain't got no free merch from nobody. Like Jeff was supposed to send me some free merch and he hasn't. Jeff, where's my free merch? And Micah's as well. Like, Steve's getting free merch from the Oxford Saints. We ain't getting shit.
Oh God.
Was an okay game. Surge very limited in offense, given they run the double wing. What are we? 1987? What are we doing?
I guess they just don't have the players to play anything else.
Oh,
that's the only thing that we could think of.
Should we just start running the fucking wishbone? Why
not?
Hey, let's go. Oh man,
it worked at one point, so we will see. Maybe not. We're gonna go up to Division 1 North. Yorkshire Rams 32, Scunthorpe Alphas 21.
Oh, our merch is coming. Let's go.
Lovely.
We love you, Simon.
Great.
Thank you. Running the double wing in 2025 is BDE. It's either BDE or severe frontal lobe damage. One of the two. You can.
That will be interesting. Now, the game that we expected to be a shootout, Yorkshire Rams 32, Scunthorpe Alphas 21. I think we both picked the Rams anyway. Oh, everyone picked the Rams to win because the Rams probably are the best team in Division 1 in the North at the moment. They were this close to getting promoted last year. I think they're just rolling that. They're just still running on that same track, getting ready to go back up to the Prem potentially. But what I was told is that it is going to be one team that whoever wins the playoffs are going to get promoted straight to Premiership. There won't be. I don't think there will be a relegation match in the North because there's 5.
So the thing with the Rams, weren't we literally told last week that there would still be a relegation match? It would be the winner would get automatic promotion, and then the loser of the Northern playoff, like the loser of the final, essentially would then play the relegation promotion match.
Maybe, but again, I just know that one team will go straight up. So I'm not. Again,
I thought it was.
the
I
whole
thought it was. I thought it was
clarification is
automatic promotion. I thought it was automatic promotion for the winner of the playoff, like the North D1, and then it was going to be a promotion relegation game between the loser of that North D1 final and whoever's coming down from the Prem. The Rams kind of just feel like the next in the line of
to go up.
Nottingham, like Nottingham, East Kent, Newcastle. Like they've been, because I remember what was it, 3 or 4 years ago when it was Newcastle, East Kent, and Yorkshire.
Sure.
All literally, and they all they fucking split the season series. I think they all went like 7-3 or some shit. Like it's
tough.
All three of them were right there. So so there we go.
Apparently you are right. Okay.
For the first time ever. So thank you, Eden. Appreciate that. Rams held Scunny scoreless in the second half, and then David said there. So winner of the South final goes up. South final,
North final. You mean? We know the South. We know the South. There's gonna be.
No, I think he means D1. Winner of the D1 final goes up, and then the loser plays the 5th place Prem team. Yeah. So there we go. Thank you, Eden. Enough. Winner of the North final straight up. Loser plays relegation match with the 5th place team in Prem North. Yeah. So, yes.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yorkshire just feels like that next team that's kind of
that's ready to go up.
At the moment we are kind of just penciling them ready to go up already, as we did with Nottingham, as we did with East Kent, we did.
East Kent haven't done it yet, so that's
East Kilbride.
Yeah,
East Kilbride. Sorry, not East Kent. As we did with East Kilbride with Nottingham and Newcastle.
It's true. They are basically, again, as we said last year, not with Nottingham Caesars, they are a Prem team just playing around in Division 1, getting ready to get pushed up. Now we're gonna move to Division 1 in Scotland. CBV, the Black Hawks lost.
Clyde Valley Black Hawks is the word you're looking for.
Scored 6. Everclyde Goliaths 23. And this was an upset apparently to the community. The community went 67% that Black Hawks were going to win, and boy,
it's because Inverclyde lost to Aberdeen a few weeks beforehand.
Yeah, that is the question. That is the thing, isn't it? So, it's crazy how Division 1 works. You can never predict anything at all. What's this?
Yeah.
In Prem South, if you ever had a year of getting chewed out on the big beasts, it's true, and not have a chance to rebuild. You're right, Martin. That is true. It's difficult to see. It's difficult for that to see how that's gonna go forth, but I guess you have to play, and it has to be done. Goliaths had 2 pick sixes. Oh, thank you, Tony. Thank you very, very much. We're going to move up to the Premiership now. Now, we streamed 2 games this weekend in the Prem. The first game that we streamed was Rushmore Knights versus Hertfordshire Cheetahs, where Rushmore Knights won 14-9. Again, we've said it for weeks. It's going to be the question of who's going to get relegated between Rushmore Knights, Hertfordshire Cheetahs, and Cambridgeshire Cats, because it's going to be the battle between them. Whoever beats each other, whoever beats each other is going to be the forefront to staying up. I didn't actually get to watch this game to really get an idea of how things went. But are Cheetahs in danger of being in that relegation battle to play that game?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And so much so that I would say, depending on how we see the Cats perform in the next coming weeks, that relegation battle will well and truly just be between Rushmore and Hertfordshire, and Rushmore has struck first blood.
Yeah, which is not good. It was away for Cheetahs, but you should. There should be more. There should be more. I don't know if I feel differently to how you feel, but I feel like there should be more to the Cheetahs than they're actually producing. feel like there should be a lot more. But I guess it's just a. I guess it's just a part of circumstances that they need to figure it out before the season ends.
That's so true. Average life cycle expectancy of a new team in the Prem is 3 seasons. First season, compete. Second season, lose. Third season, get dry humped and relegated. That's about right. And we are in the third season for Cambridge. Who went up first? Cats or Cheetahs?
Cambridge went up first.
Okay.
Yeah, Cats went up first. So Cheetahs are technically in year 2.
Yeah. So this is Cambridge's third season, and this is Cheetah's second season. Prem South is brutal for players if you're not London Aztecs. Yeah, for sure.
It's true. About talking about London and Aztecs, the next game in the Premiership South was London Warriors versus Bristol Aztecs. This game ended 24-13 to the London Warriors. I'm gonna tell you now. The scoreline does not tell you how this game went. I'm gonna be brutally honest, and you could hate me, you could dislike me, you can send your hate to me on my Instagram. But the first 3 quarters of this game was so boring. When you see a defensive game, like you had 1 or 2 players on both sides defensively that were causing a mess for the opposition. So for London Warriors on defense, mainly you had Cedric playing outside, like playing as a DN. He was in the backfield all game, but the QB was still able to get the ball off. Now for London Warriors as well, D didn't really get a lot of time to throw the ball, but he was able to get that ball out, but the ball just wasn't landing correctly in the first half. Now went into the halftime at 3-0. The game was only 3 points separated them at halftime. But in the second half, it sort of picked up, definitely for sure. Aztecs obviously took the lead, making it 10-0. But then as you see, the run game came into play for the Warriors, and it worked. I don't know if Tom is feeling okay. The safety for Aztecs, there was a big hit at the start of the second half by both number 30s, actually, funny enough. The running back for Warriors, who was number 30, and then obviously the safety at Aztecs, they both collided, and only the running back was still standing after that play. And then it sort of took over. The little sparks started to come out. Andy Owusu doing 2 hurdles over 2 defensive players definitely sparked the whole team up for sure. And then obviously a touchdown by Tolu. And then
are you going to give us the entire play-by-play of this game you said that was boring?
This is in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter that this game came to life. And I said the first 3 quarters were boring.
Look. Final score 24-13. The Warriors did what we expected them to do. They won. Bristol put up a little bit of a fight, but at the moment, it's still the status quo exists in the Prem South. The status quo exists in the Prem South. The Aztecs are still unable to get out of their own way and get over that final hump yet.
Yep. And the penalties that the Aztecs gave up at crucial times also bit them in the arse a lot. So there's a lot of mental errors that happened in that game that was a bit insane too. But then, all right, we're going to move on to the final game of this week that we also streamed, which is Coventry Phoenix versus Manchester Titans. And this game ended... Oh, wait, we got 2 more games. I forgot about the Saturday game. But we will do this one now. It finished 9-7 to Coventry Phoenix. I don't know what's going on in the North. I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna hazard a statement.
Okay.
Coventry of last year is not Coventry of this year. So last year, Coventry was sort of a team where we were kind of putting them down as also rans. We were like, they're down in like the 4th, 5th position with East Kilbride, and they're down there. They're behind Newcastle. They're behind this team. They're behind that team. They're behind Manchester. This is not the same Coventry team. We've now seen them beat Manchester. They had a convincing win last week. I think at this moment in time, I asked you at the beginning of the show, we're ready to say that is there a new king in the North? Like, is this Game of Thrones and we've got a king in the North? Like, is it that point in time? Maybe not. But I think we need to step up and take notice of what Coventry's doing. Like, they're no longer flying under the radar. Like, and yes, bird puns aside and everything like that. Like, it's not so easy to look at the way that they performed last year and go, oh, they might be feisty, they might be this, they might be that. Like, they are, the way that they've performed in their sort of early season, they are 100% a team that needs to be considered for playoffs.
Yeah, boy, I'm intrigued. They weren't terrible towards the end of last year. I think they even had there was even a potential slight chance. Wasn't it a slight chance that they could have gotten into the playoffs, but they needed other games to go their way. So, the Coventry QB apparently threw 3 picks or something. Oh,
well, someone said, I saw one of the comments when the scoreline was posted that there was more picks than points or something. And I don't know whether that referred to one team or the other or the game.
or both.
Yeah.
Apparently, Cov signed 5 to 6 really good players from Northants.
And so yet Northants is still balling.
Yeah.
Hey, Northants is still balling.
That's true. And then we're going to talk about the last game. The last game, which I think the community had down that it was East Kilbride to win it. It was Nottingham Caesars versus East Kilbride on Saturday afternoon, which ended, Saturday evening to a point. That ended 28-12 to Nottingham Caesars. Have the Nottingham Caesars maybe found their potential groove?
Yeah, so 5 picks from Cov and the Titans couldn't do anything with it. So,
damn.
Jesus.
What do you think? Do you think that we might be jumping the gun a bit too quickly with Nottingham? Potentially have to see what happens in the next game.
Yeah, I think at the moment it's good to see them get a win under their belts. Like, obviously, newly promoted team, you want to see them perform. But we were very, very quick to crown them. Like, we said after like week 1, we were like, oh, this is the second best team. This is the team going to playoffs and stuff. Like, all the other teams are faltering. Like, again, we need to get off of our own hype and stop drinking the Kool-Aid so quickly.
We do that.
So I think at the moment, we're 5 weeks into Britball, which, that's like what a quarter of the season. I would probably give it a couple more games before, just to see what happens. Like, at the moment, it's good to see them go out and put up a good win against an East Kilbride team that had been showing out really well recently.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd be very intrigued to see how the season ends in the North, because I can't actually, for the first time in 5 years, I can't just go, this team's going to be in the playoffs. These are the 2 teams that are going to be in the playoffs, or this is the number 1 team that's going to be in the playoffs, and then who's going to be the best. I can't actually pick who that's going to be this year.
So, yes. Also, if this is the first home game, if that's their first home game, then that's another sort of point in their favor, because there's some big travel to happen, man. Like Nottingham to East Kilbride is not a short trip. That is not a quick fucking trip. Like, Newcastle to Nottingham is like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, and then East Kilbride to Newcastle is like an extra 2.5 on top of that. So it's not a short journey. So I think the home away splits are going to be very, very important in the Prem North.
And it's good that they got the 2. They probably got the 2 furthest trips out and done, so they don't actually have to do that trip again at all this in season. So it's probably good for them, to be honest, as well.
Yeah.
But again, ladies and gentlemen, that was week 5. We are going to go into our predictions for week 6. We have 60.
According to League Republic, the Nottingham QB leads the Prem in rushing touchdowns.
Stats are there.
Is that because I just want to say, is that because Nottingham's the only team to have uploaded their stats so far?
Yes, that is exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. They opened at home.
Yeah, so Nottingham played at home
yes,
first time round against Newcastle.
They lost to Newcastle.
Yes, and I agree with David. This is what I said last week, that after the collapse of Scottish football, it's good to see that EKP is scrapping. Like, I want EKP to be good, especially with with Edinburgh gone and the rest of the fucking shithousery that's happened. I got the wheel of insulting names back. So, like, yeah, it's.
You're not serious.
Right. Let's crack on. Like,
so
predictions.
Week 6
predictions. I can't wait to go fucking 5-11 again.
Well, we got 16 games, and we're gonna start off with Division 2 West. They played last week. They played yesterday. They're gonna play again. Swindon Storm versus Hereford Stampede.
Right. Well. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, that's not going to happen because you can't fool me a 3rd time. I'm going for Hereford.
Okay. So am I. I'm going for Hereford.
Nobody will ever be able to say that Oz doesn't learn from his mistake the 2nd time round.
Wow, we'll see about that. I guarantee you, somehow we're gonna be
Well, if Swindon wins, it's not my fault.
True. The next up we have in Division 2 East, we have Ouse Valley Eagles versus Norwich Devils. I'm
taking Ouse.
Okay. I'm gonna split. I'm gonna take no, actually I'm not. I'm taking the Ouse, actually. Let me not be silly about that one. Next up we have Ipswich Cardinals versus Oxford Saints. I'm going with Saints.
Oh,
man. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna. Ooh.
You're going Cardinals?
I'm thinking about. No, I'm gonna take the Saints. That way, if I'm wrong, we're both fucking wrong together.
Oh, that's cheating. Well, guess what? You can't do it for this one. We got in Division 2.
Don't tell me what I can't do.
Okay, we'll see. Division 2 Midlands, we have the Buccaneers versus Panthers. There we go. Where you gonna go with this one?
Oh!
Yeah, exactly. Oh! Exactly. Not very easy, is it? Nope, it is not. I am going to go with. I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers. I'm gonna keep on that track. I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers for this game.
You know what? I'll split it. I'll split the difference. I'll take
Panthers.
I'll take the Panthers.
All right. Next up in Division 2 North, we have Gateshead Senators versus Darlington Steam. I'm going with the Senators because after what
Yeah. There's a lot of shit happening going on in that league, but they're fucking.
That's not going to be one that we're going to be expecting to be a good one. Next up in Division 1 West, we have Solent Threshers versus Bournemouth Bobcats.
I'm picking the bounce back. I'm taking Solent.
Okay. All right. So we're both taking the Threshers. Bournemouth probably are going to be like, okay, we get to use this as fuel. Let's go. Well, we'll see. In Division 1 Central, we have Wembley Stallions. sorry. We have Wembley Stallions versus Sussex Thunder. I'm going with the Stallions.
I'm taking the Stallions as well.
They should be the best team in. They should be the best team in that division. But we will see how that actually goes forward. Next up, we have newly promoted Tridents versus East Kent Mavericks. Mavs?
Yeah.
It's hard to see that the Trident will do any. I don't know. They've played one game. It's hard to really get a read on that team at the moment. So I guess we will find out soon. Division 1 Midlands, we have the game of the week that we are streaming. We are streaming Shropshire. Wow. Shropshire
when you say game of the
Revolution.
week, that's not our call. That we don't know if the Breens are going to name this game of the week.
No, the game that we're streaming.
You said game of the week. You've been warned about
I said the game we're streaming this week.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. The game we're streaming this week is Shropshire Revolution versus Sandwell Steelers. And who are you going with?
I'm going to take the Steelers.
Oh, damn. I wanted to take the Steelers. No, I'm taking Rebs, actually.
Yep, you can have the fidget spinners.
Leave them alone. But I'll probably be wrong on this one. I'm going to be honest. Next, we have Staffordshire Surge in the same division versus Northant Knights. I guess we both know.
So rematch.
Yeah,
it's a rematch, and I'm taking the Knights, baby. Woo! I'll tell you what. Steelers Northants is going to be a hell of a game.
It will be because I'm more in because those two teams are pretty decent, but we'll see.
Steelers Northants is going to be a hell of a game.
Next, we are moving up to Division 1 North. Ooh. This could be an interesting game. We've got Scunthorpe Alphas versus Merseyside Nighthawks.
Did these guys play recently?
I do not remember. I'm going to be honest. I do not remember.
I'm just trying to see. Because I want to say they played a couple weeks ago.
I don't think so. Don't think they did, you know. No. I'm gonna go with the Alphas. That's what I'm going with. Are you splitting it? Are you gonna?
No, I'm taking Scunthorpe. No, sorry, I think the Nighthawks have played the Giants multiple times and beat them. So, I'm going to take the Alphas as well.
Okay.
Hello, Luigi.
Well, now that we mentioned the Giants, now we just have a game that God knows I don't even know who's gonna win this one. We have Sheffield Giants versus Chester Romans. I'm sure this is an 11 a.m. kickoff. By the way, apparently to Baffa, this is an 11 a.m. kickoff. I don't know if it's gonna stay like that, but
I don't know if Sheffield and Chester are the opposite sides of the country, but I don't think it's too much of a drive. I think it's only a couple of hours.
Yeah, I'm going with the Giants.
I am taking the Giants as well. I don't think things are going well for the Romans. No. Yeah, I think that things are kind of falling apart at the seams with Chester at the moment. They haven't. I'm looking at this, and I don't think they've scored a point all season. And they have conceded close to 100. So yeah, they've conceded 98 points, and they haven't scored a point yet. So
okay. Then we're moving up to the Scottish Division. We have Glasgow Tigers versus Clyde Valley Blackhawks.
Is it just one game, or have we got more than one game for the Scottish Division? I think they only play one game because of the refs. Like, I'll be honest with you, I think that's what the case is. But
the thing is, that division, literally, their games can go throughout the whole entire season, and you'll have rest for it, and one set of rest for it. That's all you need.
Let's get the wheel of names. Very, very slowly.
It's very, very slow.
Very, very slowly.
He usually cuts us out. There we go. Oh my gosh! So you need to get rid of Everclyde.
Yes, we have the Clyde Valley. We have the Clyde. So who's playing?
Glasgow Tigers and Clyde Valley Blackhawks.
Okay. So we've got the Clyde Valley used to be goods, and the Glasgow business as usuals, which means we've got to get rid of the Inverclyde Chokers, the Hoosendale What Nows, and the Aberdeen Overachievers.
Yes.
Right. So Clyde Valley used to be goods versus the Glasgow Biz Usuals. Last time I did this with two teams.
Well, spin away, my friend. Spin away.
Spin again. Spin again.
Blackhawks it is. Oh gosh, I'm gonna go with the Tigers
The
because
Clyde Valley
that's
used to
just
be good. Yeah, because that's the smart thing to do.
Yeah, of course it is. You know, you make the right decisions all the time. Next up, we're going up to Premiership South. We have Hertfordshire Cheetahs versus London Blitz. Oh, put us back on screen, please. Thank you. We have Hertfordshire Cheetahs versus London Blitz. I'm going with the
There
Blitz.
we
The
go.
first game was an absolute destruction.
Yeah, Blitz.
I don't see any difference.
Blitz are firmly putting themselves back in the conversation of, we are competition for the Aztecs is what they're trying to do. So
that game will be very interesting to see how that goes.
yes,
that
game will essentially decide who plays the winner of Prem North.
That is very true. Potentially.
So
depending on how everything else goes. Yeah.
Stop it. The Warriors aren't dropping a game until playoffs if they do. So
I'm not talking about Warriors.
No, but what I'm saying is the Warriors are locked into one. So
yeah, they always locked into one. So that's always
So then that means that the Blitz versus the Aztecs will set the fucking standard for who finishes
who has the lead in. Yeah, you're right. Ignore me. You actually are right.
Stop it.
Next up, we have Cambridgeshire Cats versus Rushmore Knights. Fuck, this is a shit show. I don't know where to go with this one. Cambridgeshire had what 20-something players. I'm going with the Knights probably.
You taking it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Knights.
Right, I'm gonna go with the Cats. So if you're taking the Knights, then you're essentially saying that it's Rushmore don't have to fight for relegation. It's gonna be Hertfordshire, Cambridgeshire that are fighting for relegation.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take Cambridgeshire because I still believe that they will manage to avoid the relegation fight. So I'm taking Cambridgeshire.
Okay. And then we have for the last game of the week and
second to last game, we'll pick Bristol Karlstad as well.
Oh, right, cool. And then we have Newcastle Vikings versus Manchester Titans. It's in Newcastle, by the way.
Manchester coming off a loss.
And I'm going with the Vikings.
Yeah,
I'm going with the Vikings.
Oh my God.
Where are you going? Are you gonna stick with the old guard?
All I can think of is with Manchester right now. Like, have you seen that meme where there's like those three dudes standing? I think it's a Vine actually. Show my age. They're standing over a kitchen stove and they're like cooking a fried up breakfast. And this woman
what are you doing?
The pineapple's on. The pineapple is on. You said it wasn't going on. The pineapple's on. And the woman storms in. She's like, "What is going on here?" And they all turn around. They're like, "Breakfast." That's how I'm feeling right now. That like someone needs to burst into the Manchester locker room and be like, "What is going on here?" Because what are you doing? I'm still going to pick the Titans, but that's how I feel about the Titans at the moment. I'm full on the what is going on here breakfast.
And the last game is what? Aztecs versus who?
Karlstad.
Oh, European. Is Europe this week?
Europe.
Oh, did not know that. Okay.
Yes.
So Aztecs coming off of a loss.
A demoralizing loss where they were in control.
Yeah. I think their time in Europe might be over.
Are you picking Karlstad?
Yeah.
Are you picking against British interests? You are not a patriot, my man.
I never said I was. I never said I was.
Reform will be at your door.
As the thing that I just because obviously rules change. They can't have a lot of their Americans play either in the game. So there's potential chance that could cause a factor.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Karlstad.
Yeah, I'm not British, so I've got no sort of patriotism. It's 2016. It's Brexit.
You're going with Carlstead.
The Aztecs are leaving Europe. Yeah, Carlstead.
Okay. Ted Blitz to beat Aztecs in 2. Yeah, we'll talk about that in 2 weeks' time. We ain't gonna talk about that today.
It's 20 to 9. We are 10 minutes over. You're trying to chuck extra topics in here. What do you think this is? The Uniball rundown? We're not going to talk that long.
We got lives. We got work tomorrow. Now, but ladies and gentlemen, that was the rundown for week 5 results and predictions for week 6. Can odds go 500? Even though he picked most of the same picks.
No, he can't.
Well, you picked the same picks as me, so you.
I picked some that you did. I picked some that you didn't.
You have
Like 2
1,
different.
2, 3, 4, 5. 5 games that we've split. We've split 5 games.
That is a lot. That is a lot.
Yes, but we will still have this potentially have the same amount, the same results.
No, but if we get like if you get all of yours right, then
I will get the same amount.
I've got 5. No, I get 5 wrong.
You will still be over 500.
Yeah,
but you'll still be over 500.
But you would have to go perfect.
That's true. Actually, shit.
Which you won't. So the reality is that you could just get 5 right, and the 5 that you get right are the fucking 5 that I picked the other way, and I go 0-16.
That will never happen. I don't think that could ever happen.
That's the thing. I don't think we're ever getting a perfect week, because no one's ever gotten a perfect week like with everything right, but also no one's ever got a perfect week with everything wrong either.
I was close. I was close to having a perfect week.
I
got 13 out of 15.
Yeah, and I had 14 out of 16.
When?
Last year. We're
not talking about last year. Last year's old news.
Oh. No, yeah. I'm talking about the history of the rundown. We've never had a perfect week.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. I was close. Vanguard somehow let me down against the Swindon Storm, and then the Caesars lost to the Pirates. So that kind of, yeah,
right.
That shot me in the foot. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for spending an hour and 12 minutes with us. We have had a great time. Week 5 is over. We're going into week 6. Who will be battling potential for the relegation between Cambridge and Rushmore in the Premiership? And who will take control of the North? We will soon find out. Anyway, my name is Micah. This is.
I was about to say my real name.
Yes.
I need to get off my phone. People are messaging me about fantasy football. I'm Oz. I don't have a real name.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a great week. We will see you next week, Monday at 7:30. And I hope you are well.